Let's dive into the debate and challenge ourselves to uncover if it's really time for a new ANC president. The ANC presidency is one of the most critical positions in South African politics. As the ruling party, the ANC's leadership has a direct impact on the country's direction. The ANC president plays a crucial role in shaping the party's policies, strategy, and ultimately the country's future. The ANC is currently facing significant challenges both internally and externally. One of the major concerns is the internal divisions within the party. Infighting and factionalism have been a recurring theme in the ANC, often hindering the party's ability to present a united front. Public dissatisfaction with the party's performance is also on the rise. Many South Africans are frustrated with the ANC's handling of issues like corruption, unemployment, and service delivery. The party's reputation has taken a hit, and there's a growing perception that the ANC is out of touch with the needs of its people. These internal divisions and public dissatisfaction have led to calls for a change in leadership. Some argue that a fresh face at the helm could help revitalize the party and bring new ideas to the table. The ANC's internal challenges are complex and multifaceted, requiring a leader who can navigate these issues effectively.
What is your commitment on water as the ANC to South Africans?
We are not going to answer commitments now. We will answer that when we get to the elections campaign.
A change in leadership could also provide an opportunity for the party to rebrand and reconnect with its core values. Several potential candidates have been touted as possible successors to the current ANC president. Some of these candidates have impressive credentials, having held various positions within the party and government. However, each candidate also brings their own set of challenges and controversies. A leadership change could have significant implications for the ANC and the country as a whole. It could potentially shift the party's policy direction, impacting issues like economic transformation and social welfare. A new leader could also influence the ANC's relationships with other political parties and stakeholders. The ANC's leadership change could also have an impact on the country's broader politics. A change in leadership could lead to a shift in the balance of power within the party, potentially influencing the outcome of future elections. A new leader could also bring a fresh perspective to the country's challenges. Past major election and public protests have highlighted the urgency for a new ANC leader. The ANC's performance in recent elections has been underwhelming, with the party losing support in some key areas. This has raised concerns about the party's long-term viability and its ability to connect with voters. The protests and public dissatisfaction have been sparked by issues like corruption, service delivery, and economic inequality. These issues have been festering for years, and the ANC's leadership has been criticized for not doing enough to address them. A new leader could bring a renewed focus to these issues and help the ANC regain the trust of its people. The ANC's leadership crisis is a complex issue and there's no easy solution. However, it's clear that the party needs a change if it's going to regain the trust of its people and remain a viable force within politics in South Africa. The ANC's future depends on its ability to choose a leader who can unite the party and address the country's pressing challenges. President Cyril Ramaphosa acknowledged this reality in January 2026. He admitted that service delivery failures have alienated communities. In summary, the ANC's leadership is at a critical juncture. The party's future depends on its ability to choose a leader who can address its internal challenges, connect with its people, and provide a fresh perspective on the country's challenges. So who do you think should be the next ANC president? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more political updates, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And this episode is a 100 subscriber special edition. To all our subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for joining the Pulse Point Network family.